Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about ChatGPT and its competitors for the record because people are feeding them confidential data. Now, this is coming from Tom's Hardware, and here's what's going on in this one instance, but I think it speaks to a much larger pattern and picture that we have of us simply being humans with a new toy. Now, here's what's up. We're talking about Samsung, specifically Samsung Semiconductor, because they let their fab engineers use ChatGPT for assistance, and after that, they started using it to quickly fix errors in their source code, which leaked confidential information like notes from internal meetings and data related to the fab performance and yields in their processes. The company now plans to develop its own ChatGPT-like AI service for internal use, but for now it's limiting the length of questions submitted to the service to basically 1024 bytes or a kilobyte, according to The Economist. So far, Samsung Semiconductor has recorded 3 instances of ChatGPT use that led to leaks in their data. While these 3 may not seem like a lot, these all happened over the course of 20 days. Obviously very concerning. So the first case, Samsung Semiconductor employees submitted source code of a proprietary program to ChatGPT to fix errors, which essentially disclosed the code of a top secret application to an artificial intelligence run by an external company. The second case was even more alarming as another employee entered test patterns meant to identify defective chips and requested optimization. Test sequences meant to identify defects are strictly confidential. On top of that, optimizing these test sequences and possibly reducing their numbers can speed up silicon test and verification procedures, which actually cut down on cost, and ChatGPT was able to help with that apparently. And another employee used the Naver-Clova application to convert a meeting recording into a document and then submitted it to ChatGPT to prepare a presentation. These actions obviously put confidential information from Samsung at risk, and they're warning their employees about the danger of this. Samsung Electronics informed its executives and employees that data entered into ChatGPT is transmitted and stored on external servers, making it impossible for a company to retrieve it while increasing the risks of leaks of their confidential information. So ChatGPT is a powerful tool, and obviously here we are. And I think that this is something that we are really going to have to discuss as a society as a whole. Understand we are creatures of habit. Understand we are taking shortcuts as much as we can. We saw a huge rash when ChatGPT came out of college and high school papers being submitted to classes because people were just letting it write on, I don't know, the War of 1812 or whatever it was, first thing off the top of my head. But understand that as you are looking at this as a powerful tool that will help you, if you start feeding it confidential and proprietary information, there's no guarantee that it can't be read by their engineers. They're constantly trying to improve this stuff. It's getting out of your hands, but we are creatures of habit. We're going to take the easiest path forward. And if I have to do something very complex, that's going to take me hours, and ChatGPT can literally knock that down to minutes, I'm going to use it. And that's the overall mindset that humans have. And so we have to educate our people just as we educate them on spotting phishing emails, spotting cyber threats. Educate them on good cyber hygiene when it comes to controlling information. And you can have it write a generic policy, but when you're giving it proprietary and confidential information to the organization to insert into that policy, you've gone above and beyond. And so that is a huge issue. I think this warrants a lot more discussion as this continues to unfold, because as we rely more on the AIs of the world to basically cut down the time we are using for these types of tasks, we have to make sure that we are ensuring privacy. And how do we do that? When we don't own the platform and millions and millions and millions of people are using it and not paying for it, you become the product. You're teaching this thing, which means your words, your confidential information is making the AI stronger, which in and of itself isn't a bad thing. But if you're giving up confidential information that you shouldn't be, and understand there are going to be people in the military, I don't care which military, they're going to look at this thing and say, oh my God, this will help me write that policy document, or this will correct, all of the defects or logic that I have in this top secret document, and this is what it's going to be used for. This is going to happen. We're just waiting for that. This is why we need training. This is why we need awareness. And this is why we shouldn't use ChatGPT for confidential information. And if you're using this in your business and you're watching or listening to this, you've got to make sure your employees are trained not to give it sensitive information, because if it is literally out of your hands and you don't know what's going to happen to it. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.